Something huge just happened behind the scenes. Arsenal received a transfer boost that changes everything. Plus, we have a secret advantage that guarantees one signing over our rivals. And Berta is planning something with Real Madrid that could shock the football world. But there's a price. Gooners, what I'm about to reveal will blow your mind. Smash that like button because this intel is exclusive. 3 stories, 3 potential signings, 1 summer that could define a generation. Let's go. Right, let's start with the huge boost Arsenal just received in the Julian Alvarez transfer race, and it came from Atletico Madrid's deadline day signing. Atletico Madrid signed Ademola Lookman on deadline day. Nigerian winger, quality player. But here's why this is massive for Arsenal. According to journalist Dean Jones, Lookman's arrival at Atletico could be good news for Alvarez to Arsenal further down the line. Jones confirmed Arsenal's genuine interest in Alvarez and revealed he made initial explorations around the transfer. Here's what he said on Ranks FC. Paraphrasing, "I feel there are rumours Arsenal were looking at Alvarez, and I'm told it's true. They genuinely are interested and have made initial explorations. When I saw the Lookman deal, my check straight away was, is Alvarez going to Arsenal on deadline day? Are they going to do something ridiculous? Obviously that hasn't happened, but for the end of the season, let's see." Think about what that means. Atletico signing Lookman, another attacking player, suggests they're preparing for life without Alvarez. Building depth, getting ready for his departure. Andrea Berta brought Alvarez to Atletico back in 2024, paying £81 million. Now he could sign him again at the Emirates Stadium. And here's the beautiful part. Last summer, Berta actually targeted Alvarez before moving to sign Victor Gyökeres instead. So this isn't new interest. This is Arsenal returning to their original plan. Why? Because Gyökeres proved against Chelsea why the Gunners are already looking to upgrade him. The Swedish striker had a nightmare performance. Just 10 touches all game. 10! In 69 minutes. That's basically invisible. He managed just 1 attempt at goal and completed just 1 pass across the entire time he was on the pitch. That's not Premier League quality. That's not title-winning striker performance. Fortunately, Arsenal didn't need a goal in that particular match. But Gyökeres never looked like scoring anyway. So the signing of a player like Alvarez next summer will be crucial, and Atletico signing Lookman has just made it more likely. Lookman provides attacking depth. He can play wide, he can play centrally. That versatility allows Atletico to let Alvarez leave without panicking about lack of options. My prediction? Arsenal make a serious £75 to £80 million offer for Alvarez in summer. Atletico accept because they've already replaced him with Lookman. Berta uses his insider knowledge to structure the perfect deal. Gyökeres either becomes backup or gets sold to recoup some money. Arsenal finally have their elite centre-forward who can do everything. This is happening. Lookman to Atletico was the green light Arsenal needed. Now let's talk about Sandro Tonali because Arsenal have a secret advantage over Juventus that makes this transfer almost certain to happen in summer. Eddie Howe spoke to Tonali about the Arsenal links, maintaining the Italian is happy at Newcastle. But deep down, Howe knows Newcastle aren't safe from losing their best players. Arsenal won't be the only team interested in Tonali. Juventus are also long-term admirers. But here's where Arsenal's advantage becomes massive. According to Flash Score, Newcastle's valuation of Tonali sits close to 90 to 100 million euros. That's roughly 80 to 90 million pounds. Juventus are working with a budget of around 50 to 60 million euros. That's 45 to 55 million pounds. They're 40 million short of Newcastle's asking price. But it gets even worse for Juventus. Tonali's wage demands are to match or improve his current Newcastle salary of £150,000 per week. For Arsenal? That's nothing. If we matched his Newcastle salary, Tonali would rank as only the 8th highest paid player in Arteta's squad. In fact, Arsenal could easily offer him a generous pay rise. We pay Bukayo Saka £300,000 per week. We could bump Tonali up to £180,000 to £200,000 per week without breaking a sweat. For Juventus, £150,000 per week would ruin their wage structure. Italian clubs simply cannot compete with Premier League financial power. This has happened before. Italian clubs frequently miss out on transfers because they can't match Premier League money. And with Tonali, another instance of that is about to play out. So Arsenal have two massive advantages. We can afford Newcastle's £80 to £90 million asking price. We can offer wages that Juventus can't match. Add to that Andrea Berta's negotiating skills and Premier League appeal, and this transfer looks almost certain for summer. Paul Merson already called Tonali phenomenal and said he'd walk into any team in world football. Fabrizio Romano said watch out for Arsenal and Tonali in summer. The pieces are falling into place. Juventus can't compete financially. Arsenal can. Newcastle will sell for the right price. Tonali would get a pay rise and Champions League football at a title-challenging club. This is happening. Summer 2026, Sandro Tonali becomes a gunner. Final story, and this is wild. After targeting Rodrigo, Andrea Berta now wants to sign another Real Madrid star, Arda Guler, worth £112 million. Arsenal were heavily linked with Rodrigo in summer 2025, but the Brazilian chose to stay in Madrid. His future remains uncertain, though. And now Arda Guler's name has emerged again. According to ESPN's James Ollie on the ESPN FC podcast, and I'm quoting, "I think Arda Guler at Real Madrid is another one that they are very keen on. And this is the kind of level that they're looking at now." Guler is ranked as one of the highest valued players in the world by CS. Market value of £112 million. Elite level talent that most clubs would be honoured to have. But here's where it gets controversial. Arsenal already have attacking midfielders, Martin Odegaard, Fabio Vieira, Max Daumann coming through, Ethan Nwaneri on loan at Marseille. Adding Guler, who plays the same position, would be more of the same. Spending £112 million in midfield while it's the wide areas that desperately need help. So why would Arsenal target him? Two possible explanations. Berta sees Guler as versatile enough to play wide as well as centrally. Turkish wonderkid who can solve multiple problems. One of Arsenal's current number 10s is on their way out. And the most likely candidate? Martin Odegaard. Now, before everyone panics, the idea of Arteta offloading his captain to sign Guler seems farcical, crazy, impossible. But stranger things have happened in summer transfer windows. And if Real Madrid come calling for Odegaard if they offer £100+ million, would Arsenal really turn that down? Use that money to sign Guler for £112 million. Essentially a like-for-like swap. Younger player with higher ceiling. Fresh start. I'm not saying this will happen, but the fact that Arsenal are interested in Guler despite having Odegaard raises serious questions. Alternatively, Guler could be viewed as Odegaard's successor, not immediate replacement, but long-term plan. Sign him now, let him develop for a year or two, then phase Odegaard out when he's 30 to 31. Either way, targeting both Rodrigo and Guler from Real Madrid shows incredible ambition from Berta. Raiding Real Madrid once is bold. Raiding them twice in one summer, that's a statement. That's Arsenal saying we're ready to compete with the absolute elite for the absolute best players. My take? Guler makes sense. Only if he's willing to play wide positions as well as centrally, or one of our current attacking mids leaves, or this is long-term succession planning. Otherwise, £112 million on another number 10 when we have Odegaard doesn't make tactical sense. But if Berta has a plan, and he usually does, then trust the process. He's earned that faith with his incredible summer 2025 window. Alright Gooners, 3 massive stories. Drop your takes now. Would you write off Gyökeres after one season to sign Alvarez? Is Tonali worth £90 million or spend that on attackers? And the big one, sell Odegaard for £100 million to sign Guler for £112 million? Comment below, subscribe and turn notifications on. Thanks for watching. Come on you Gunners!